It's me! What's up? Finally, I'm back with this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys like it. It's a daytime what am I saying? Fall. It's fall. Daytime fall makeup look, but you can absolutely wear it at night, so it's really up to you when you want to wear it. And I definitely loved how it turned out. I hope you guys do too. And yeah, if you're interested in knowing how I achieved this, then please keep on watching. As always, starting with a foundation primer. Today I'm using this one from Smashbox. It is the primer water. It's amazing. I only have a little bit left and I have to go and get me a new one because it's just so good. I'm just gonna spray this all over the face and allow it to really dry and sink into the skin. Once I do that, I'm going to take my foundation. This one is from MAC and this one is the Pro Longwear in the shade NC35. I am obsessed with this foundation. As you can see, I'm already halfway through it and I just bought it. I've been using it a lot, especially around this time of the year. It's just so good. The coverage is amazing, the finish, the color, everything is just so perfect. As you can see, I'm just gonna apply a thin layer. Yes, a thin layer, just basically on my T-zone, just to cover any imperfections that I might have and to also give my skin just a nice even tone. For a concealer today, I'm using this one from LA Girl. This one is in the shade Yellow, and I'm just going to apply that a little bit underneath the dark circles, just where they are a little bit more prominent. And I'm also going to apply that on the eyelids, and this is going to serve me as an eyeshadow base, and it's going to help the eyeshadows to last longer, and it's going to prevent the eyeshadows from cracking, and it's also going to help make them stand out. And then I'm also going to apply that on my smile lines just because I sometimes tend to get a little crease there just from smiling during the day. So this also helps for that. And I'm just going to apply that on the rest of the face just to balance out the highlight. Once I'm done, I'm just going to blend everything out with my damp beauty blender. With another LA Girl concealer, this one is in the shade Toffee. It's just a few shades darker than my skin tone. I'm just going to do a quick cream contour, and then I'm just going to apply that underneath the cheekbones, along the forehead, and on my forehead, just to bring a little bit more depth, color, and structure to my face before applying the bronzer. With this Milani Baked Bronzer, I'm just going to run over the areas that I applied my cream contour, and this is going to set it in place, and it's also going to help it last longer, and it's also going to give me a nice bronze shimmer, which I really like. I am obsessed with this bronzer because of that. To set the rest of my foundation, I'm using this Kat Von D pressed foundation. This one is in the shade 53, and I'm just going to set the rest of my face with this powder, but I'm going to apply it with a dry beauty blender because I feel like it makes a huge difference when I apply it with a dry beauty blender. The finish is just so flawless, and it gives me that really porcelain skin that I love, and it also maximizes the coverage when you apply it this way. So that's why I always apply my powders with dry beauty blenders, or any sponge for that matter will do the trick. For blush today, I'm using this one from Milani. Again, I'm obsessed. It's a mineralized blush, super beautiful. This one is in the shade Coralina, and I'm just going to apply that on the apples of the cheeks, and it's going to give me a nice healthy finish to my skin. And again, it's mineralized, leaving this super shiny glow. Now I'm just going to set my face using this L'Oreal Infallible Spray, and this is going to help the powder stay all day, and it's just going to lock the makeup in place. And it's also going to make my highlight stand out a little bit more. And for highlight today, I'm using this one from Ofra, and this one is in the shade Rodeo Drive. Also been obsessed with this. Honestly, all this makeup, it's my favorite makeup products at the moment. I'm just going to apply that on my regular areas, which are the highest points of my cheeks, on the cupid's bow, on the chin, and I'm also grabbing a smaller brush just to get a more precise application, and I'm going to apply a little bit more of that same highlight on the cupid's bow, the tip of the nose, the bridge of the nose, and a little bit on the highest point of my eyebrow. And using this Wet n Wild contouring and highlighting palette, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick nose contour. I've been using this bronzer lately and I feel like my contour looks really natural, and it's also really fast to achieve, and it does give me that contour nose that I like, but it's much more easier and it also looks much more natural. So that's why I've been doing it this way, and I really like the finished result. For the eyes, I'm using this M Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. It's like an eyeshadow, blush, and bronzer and all of that stuff. It is my first time using this Michelle Phan Cosmetics. I've never used any of her products, but today we're going to give this bad boy a try. And I'm just going to grab any orange eyeshadow and I'm just going to apply that on the crease, and this is going to be my transition shade. And now I'm just going to grab a dark brown eyeshadow and I'm just going to focus that on the exact same areas that I did with the orange eyeshadow, and all we're doing here is creating a little bit more depth. Grabbing an even more darker brown, like really dark brown, and I'm just going to focus that on the exact same areas that I did with the previous eyeshadows, but I'm also going to apply that on the V of the eye. I'm just going to concentrate that brown eyeshadow right on that V, again for more depth, definition, and just to make the whole eye look pop. I want to keep the eyelid subtle, so that's why I'm going to pick up this light yellowish orange-ish eyeshadow. It's really hard to explain, but you guys can see it here. I'm just going to apply that with my fingers all over the eyelid, and like I said, I want to keep the eyelid very subtle. Going in with this off-white shimmery eyeshadow, I'm just going to apply that on the inner corner. I love my inner corners super bright. If you don't like them, then just don't apply as much or any at all. Taking this black Lancome eye pencil, I'm just going to run that on my upper lash line, and then I'm also going to run that on my inner bottom waterline. Once I've done that, I'm just going to go ahead with any small blending brush and I'm just going to start smoking that eye pencil out just to give me a smoked out liner. And then going back in with the same dark brown eyeshadow that we used on the crease or on the outer view of the eye, I'm just going to smoke that out on the lower lash line. Now it's time for some mascara. I'm going to use this one from Maybelline, the Falsies Volume Express, and I'm just going to coat my upper and lower lashes. For lashes, I'm using these from the Lower Lashes, and I believe it's Fluff and Thick. I'm not quite sure of the style. I'll leave it in the description box, as well as all the products that I'm using in this tutorial. For the lips, I'm using Oak Lip Liner by MAC. I'm going to line and fill in my lips. Once I've lined and filled my lips in with Oak, I'm just going to run over with the liquid lipstick from Kat Von D, and this one's in the shade Bow and Arrow. Just gonna let it dry a little bit and finish up with a last run of Oak just to make sure that the lipstick looks super even and very matte. So this is it for this makeup look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments down below. I always read them. I'm always just looking in the comment section. And for today, that's everything, you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and whatever you want to do, you do it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you on my next tutorial very soon. Bye-bye.